Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Together we are two of the Office Blokes.
Indeed we are.
It is a true statement. What happened to Office Bloke Daz?
Well, I'm not sure really, he's just not turned in.
Just not turned up today.
No, don't know why.
Left his keys in the studio and then just didn't come back. Yeah, subtle dig, inside joke there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right then, we are going to react to a video about what happens if a grenade is tossed down a tank barrel.
I mean, I've always wondered.
We've all seen it in movies. We've all seen it in movies.
And lo and behold, there's a bloke there.
I'm going to say that because the explosion from a shell, as long as the thing is closed, is massive, and if a grenade goes down a barrel and that hatch is closed, I'm going to say it's not going to do anything inside the tank. Because that chamber is made for explosions, and there's a way out. I
get that, but the hand grenade would probably explode in a different way, would it? Sort of outwards in all directions, whereas if it was a shell...
Yeah, the shrapnel...
I think the explosion to get the shell out of there would be just coming behind it, so maybe there's extra...
But it's still got to be able to deal with those sort of high pressures.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I'm open to being wrong. We will find out in one sec, but what I'll say before we do is like 64% of you aren't subscribed to our little channel.
Wow.
So if you are watching and you do enjoy, pop a little subscribe down there for
Go
us.
on, it's easy, cheap, it's free.
If everyone did that, then we'd be on 500,000 subs.
We would, at least.
And then I'd still go on about it, because then we could be on 1 million subs.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Anyway, let's find out what happens if a grenade is tossed down a tank barrel. Let's go for it.
Right.
Can you destroy a tank if you toss a grenade down the barrel? This has been shown to be effective at least a few times in Hollywood, and there are a few historic accounts of this working, with at least one recent such event being caught on camera in Syria, though its authenticity is hard to determine.
Whoa.
Ooh.
An explosive or even obstruction can certainly cause serious problems for a gun barrel. In most cases, obstructions will just be blown out of a barrel on firing, but it's certainly possible the barrel can be damaged. There are instances of sand or even shrapnel in a barrel damaging or destroying it.
Indiana Jones.
The scene in Indiana Jones is one such example of a catastrophic failure from a blockage. The damage shown here is called pedaling. To mitigate this risk, tanks wear muzzle caps or covers to prevent debris from entering the barrel. Most are designed specifically so they can be shot through.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Though a barrel can be damaged from debris or grenades, injury to the crew is unlikely. Tanks and artillery are breech-loaded, meaning that there is a door or breech block at the base of the gun that is usually closed. This door is open for the purpose of loading ammunition. This door is heavily reinforced to withstand the shock of rounds being fired from the tank. It likewise would prevent an explosion or grenade from traveling down the barrel and into the tank to kill the crew.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
I think this scenario, for me, would be based on whether that was open or not.
Yeah.
Whether it would actually roll inside the tank.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking of is that it wouldn't be able to, so then what would happen to the grenade?
If it did.
If it was shot.
Oh, in the barrel.
What would happen to the grenade in the barrel? Would it damage it then? That's, I think, what I was thinking about. Obviously, an explosion inside the tank, it's going to wipe everyone out, isn't it? That's goes without saying, but...
If it leaves loads of shrapnel in the barrel, that's probably going to put the gun out of commission, minimum.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering whether it'd do more damage than that.
Maybe.
You know.
Comes down to discipline, doesn't it? If you've got that hatch closed, or the breach, or whatever he called it, when it's not in use, which I'm sure you probably taught quite heavily.
I would guess
that
so,
always stays like that. But if you're a bit of like an insurgent, and you've taken a tank, that might just be open and you might be loading it, fire.
Yeah, true.
In that case, goes down, boom.
Yeah.
See you later.
Mm.
There are two scenarios where the crew could be in danger, though. A grenade could be thrown into the barrel while the breech or door is open during reloading. So if a grenade exploded, the explosion could travel down into the turret, at which point it's possible a tank's ammunition could chain detonate. The other possibility is that the breech is closed, but a shell is present in the barrel, ready to be fired. The grenade could detonate the shell if it was an explosive round, or detonate the shell's propellant. However, this is highly unlikely, as these shells are stable enough to withstand the massive shock of being fired from a gun that can propel them up to 4 kilometers away. This force is likely much greater than most hand grenades designed to kill soft targets. And if a grenade did explode a shell, the explosion would want to take the path of least resistance, which would be out the unsealed end of the barrel. Rifle rounds, like grenades, are also not likely to damage or set off a shell inside of a tank barrel. However, another tank round could cause some serious damage. There is one instance of a Japanese tank destroying a Sherman tank gun at Tarawa during World War II. The Japanese Type 95 tank put a round directly down the Sherman's barrel. Luckily, the crew survived, but the gun was destroyed. These shots, of course, are only obtained by luck.
Wow.
It totally worked!
Infantry are not trained to attempt to jam grenades down a barrel for many reasons. Not all grenades are going to fit in a barrel. Most grenades are not going to want to easily roll down a 6-meter plus gun barrel such as found on a T-72. Most grenades are not shaped like round balls, so they won't roll so simply. Running up to a tank barrel is extremely dangerous, as this often puts a man in line with a tank's machine gun and exposes the man to fire from supporting infantry. The barrel may further not even be in reach. The majority of infantry attacks on tanks without dedicated anti-tank weapons involve throwing explosives or mines at weak points like the tracks. Throwing incendiaries like Molotov cocktails near air intakes or exhaust systems can also be effective. If one did want to attempt to destroy a tank barrel with a grenade, an incendiary or thermite grenade would be the best choice. These grenades generate intense heat that create welds when they detonate, which would disable most gun barrels.
That chokes it up fine. For good.
Wow.
Wow, what a
Ready or
mess.
nothing.
Alright, I'm Johnny, thanks for watching.
Which is pretty much technically all you'd have to do, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
disable,
just disable
the
it.
gun, then it's virtually useless anyway, isn't it?
I think he's done it.
Watching.
I was gonna
And
say,
let
yeah.
me know, do you think the T-72 being knocked out by a grenade in Syria was a staged action? Or did the grenade's blast make it past the breach and chain detonate the tank's ammunition?
I think in that
Sure.
case, there was no one in that tank and it had been ditched and they'd left
Yeah.
the breach open and sort of staged it a little bit
Yeah,
to film it.
yeah, I think you might be
Personally.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends how long the footage was, if it's got previous footage leading up to that, but that just shows it just sat there, doesn't it? So it's
Yeah,
a
it
bit
does.
hard to suss out, but yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
But
it's made me want to watch a decent war movie. I've not watched one for
I've not seen
absolutely
it for a long
ages.
time, yeah.
There's a new one at the moment that's, I think it's called Sisu or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a Norwegian gold, it might be from Finland or Norway, a gold
Yeah.
prospector during World War II.
Yeah.
Finds a big chunk of gold, and then I think the SS come along and beat him up and take his gold.
Oh, dear.
And it turns out he's like a World War One sort of absolute badass
Yeah,
veteran
oh, right.
guy. And he goes just on a revenge mission and just starts slaughtering loads of
Wants it
Nazis.
back.
But it sounds like a bit of a shaky plot.
Yeah, it
but
does really.
It looks amazing. Like,
Really?
really gritty. It's had
Ah,
loads of good
I've
reviews
not heard
and
of that
stuff.
before. Who's it? Is anyone famous in it?
No.
No? Right,
No, I
okay.
think it's either Finnish or Norwegian, but
Yeah.
it's they've done it.
Yeah.
So it's subtitles.
Sounds
I think,
interesting,
or-
is
or
it?
dubbed,
Right,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Either way, I think
yeah.
it was an interesting one. That.
It was, yeah, very interesting, yeah. I'm still not sure what would happen, but
I think it depends.
I think the
doesn't it?
breach needs to be open for it to do damage, doesn't it, by all
Yeah.
accounts? I think a grenade wouldn't blow the tank up if the breach was shut.
You
I
might.
think that's what
Well,
we're saying.
they said the World War II one where the Japanese actually fired into one
Yeah.
because the breach was closed. Everyone survived.
Yeah.
I think that answers the question, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. If you're firing a shell down there from another tank
Yeah.
and it survives, then, yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Right then, cheers for that one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Will a grenade take out a tank? Who knows? Yeah, right
We'll
then.
see.
See you soon, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.